Well, you can catch me behind the bandstand. I'm hanging in the west corner of the park. I'll be talking to a dragon who's a vegetarian, a man-eating wolves who are afraid of the dark.
They wear cartoonish costumes of felt and plush to conventions. They have their own camps, their own radio shows, their own musical bands, and a weekly internet TV variety hour that lasts for 6 hours and is full of puppets, or paw pets. They debate the cultural characteristics of races of intelligent imaginary animals. They pretend to be two-legged talking space wolves on RPGs. They ogle women with cat ears. They scritch, they fluff, they snug, and sometimes they gif. They are furries. They are an expansive and ill-defined fandom, distinct from other fandoms in that its members share an interest in no single fictional or fantastic world. Individuals who describe themselves as furries run the gamut from advocates of bestiality to fans of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, to a combination of the two, to everything in between. It's probably pointless to try and pin down the nature of a typical furry as it would be to describe a typical, I don't know, motorcycle rider or car driver. In any case, I'm going to attempt to do so because I am at least peripherally, and perhaps more than peripherally, attached to this world. As a role-playing game writer, I am typically writing for a company called Sanguine Productions, and they produce anthropomorphic fantasy role-playing games, which is to say, furry role-playing games. Games featuring animal characters. This is our game Jade Claw, which I have some small contributions to. My largest contributions actually were, I was the co-author of the most recent Usagi Yojimbo role-playing game. You may know him, he actually was on like Fox Cartoons, the Teenage Mutant Ninja cartoon on Fox TV a couple of years ago. But anyway, so that's my connection. I go to conventions to sell these books, and I have a great time as well. Reduced to basics, furries are people who enjoy media featuring characters with mixed human and animal characteristics, usually, or fully animal intelligent characters. This can range from works like Watership Down, which features rabbits with no human properties aside from sentience, to the anime staple Girl with Cat Ears. The interest is most commonly expressed through art or literature, through casual roleplay of a furry art alter ego online, or in tabletop role-playing games, or something as elaborate as the construction of an animal costume for use at conventions and other events. Some people take it further, and some people actually treat their furry sides religiously, sometimes literally so, and will construct elaborate costumes or personas, or believe that they have the soul of a dragon, or what have you. At any rate, the last couple of episodes we've been dealing with the Great Midwest Fandom Freakout Tour of 2008. Part of that tour, as a matter of fact, perhaps the crux of that tour was my visit with my friend, the Faye one, Sassy Faye, to Midwest Fur Fest in Wheeling, Illinois. And let's go now to some video recording I made of that event. For most furries, the fandom is purely social. It's a way to meet people who have this shared interest in animal characteristics. For some, certainly it is highly sexualized. There's no point denying that. Others believe that it's an expression of the age-old belief in animal spirits and lycanthropic transformation or totems. And people will point to things like Aesop's fables to demonstrate the long lineage of anthropomorphic fantasy literature. One element of fandom certainly believes that their furriness is more than simply a quirk of psychology or taste, and they regard it as part of something much deeper and more spiritual. Therianthropes are furs who believe they possess a portion or entirety of an animal soul, or believe their furriness is an expression of a connection to the spirit world. Furry fandom in its modern form as an organized fandom only began to appear as a subset of existing media in the 1960s and 70s. Cartoons and comic books had always featured funny animals, but it was only a matter of time before someone chose to treat the characters as more than just silly-looking critters. Serious works featuring furry characters regularly started appearing, and perhaps typified by the best-selling novel Watership Down, which features rabbits on a pilgrimage to New Warren. These are by no means cartoonish or childish tales. Outsiders often make assumptions on the totality of the fandom based on its extremes of sexual or socially eccentric behavior. It certainly is a much more open-minded fandom than perhaps some other ones, and you'll see a lot of odd things. But the idea that furries are those people who, want to have sex with Mickey Mouse is quantitatively not that far from thinking all anime fans are closet pedophiles or fans of tentacle porn. Well, certainly a lot of them are fans of tentacle porn, but not all of them. The fandom has attracted a lot of skilled and talented artists and costumers. In the end, furry is essentially a fandom that really interests the people involved in it and confuses and bewilders the people outside of it. But that's been true of fandom from the beginning. Certainly, I'm sure the mundanes were suitably squeaked by the sight of Isaac Asimov running around in a propeller beanie back in 1937, just in the same way that people are now sort of confused by the sight of grown men dressed up as skunks. By the way, for the record, I do not own a fursuit, nor do I wish to have one. That's all from Pyat's Fortress. Join us next time when we're going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons and Gary Gygax and going on the last leg of our road trip.
Well, you can catch me behind the bandstand. I'm hanging in the west corner of the park. I'll be talking to a dragon who's a vegetarian, a man-eating wolves who are afraid of the dark. I never seen a lagomorph light up a pipe. I never seen a Bengal tiger with a purple stripe. No, I never heard a mouse with a deafening roar, but some I never seen before. If you're in a hurry to be furry, take the phone off the hook.
Furries! Who are furries? What are furries? Why are furries? Which are furries?